Hey guys, welcome back. Well, test 2, day 2, I suppose. Well, technically day 1. It's been 27 hours and almost 20 minutes. So since this morning, so for the last 13, 14 hours, I've had the heat off and just the dehu running, and we've probably tripled our water in the container so far. And she's holding heat still. We're right at 99.8 degrees. And the humidity's dropped a good 10%. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm probably gonna let the dehu run, and I'm just gonna crank the heat and see how hot we can get it now. I'm gonna let it like that. I'm probably gonna turn, you know what? I'm probably gonna turn that off, and I'm just gonna crank the heat in there and see what we can get it to. And I'm curious to see what happens with the moisture. I'm assuming that's it's gonna rise. It may stay the same. There should be more moisture in the air because now it's gonna start seeping out of the wood. But you know what? I may just let that run because it's, what time is it? Like 9? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. So I'll probably come back out here around midnight, see what the temp is, and I'll probably turn that off because it's gonna get so hot that's probably not gonna work. So we'll see. So I'm just gonna leave it run for now, and then we'll see what happens when I come back out here in roughly 3 hours. What the humidity's at and what the temp's at. I'm hoping now that the moisture is way lower, that the heat goes a lot hotter now than what it did before. Obviously it's a lot of trial and error, so we're gonna see. And where is the setting at? That's not it. Yeah, that's it right there. Alright, so we're gonna crank it up. Everything should turn on. No. Okay. As soon as I get out of this, it should fire up. Yep. I don't know if you can see that. It's twisting. So now she's flowing hot water in there, and the heater should be turning on. It's hard to tell, but I would think I would notice a difference pretty quickly on the temp gauge, hopefully. So yeah, I'll let this run. So it'll probably be around 10 hours. I'll come back out here in the morning, obviously, and I'll do an update. Like I said, I want to shoot for 72 hours. This one will probably go a little bit longer because when I put the wood in, it was sopping wet, so it's going to kind of skew my results. But so yeah, it's definitely a learning curve, but we're clearly in the right direction because we're getting water out. I just got to get these temps up, so curious to see now if I can get it. I think we had it 123 degrees, so hopefully now with the moisture down a little bit we can get closer to 140, maybe 150. I like to be able to get it to in the 160s or so. I got the internal probe for the core temp on the wood on order, so once I get that, then I'll actually know. I'll data log the internal temp of the wood and see how long it takes for the internal temp to go up with the whole time we're running this. You know, so if I can eventually get it to 150, 160 degrees, how long does it take for the actual inner core temp to go up? You know, because to be officially kiln dried, it has to be an internal temp of roughly 140 degrees for over an hour. I want to have it at 150 degrees for like 6, 7, 8 hours, so there is no question. So that's kind of the plan. So yeah, no, we'll follow up in the morning. We'll see what the moisture content is, what the temp is, and hopefully we're in the right direction. I'm assuming, because it's, like I said, it's 9 o'clock now. I'll probably come back out here around 7, maybe 6:37. So that's, you know, 10 hours or so. And we'll see where we're at. I mean, we're already going up a couple of degrees already, so that's good. So yeah, stay tuned. Next time, well, in a couple seconds here, you'll see the next part of this video. So, but yeah, I'm curious to see if you think I'm in the right direction here. I believe so. I mean, because if you look at just how much water comes out of here, like, let me see. Hopefully you can see it. I mean, this does this all day. I mean, it's just non-stop. Obviously, now that it's baking in the heat, you would think it would be coming a little bit more and more and more. So, we'll see. So, all exciting stuff. I mean, as you can see here, I got another batch almost ready to go. I got to get a bunch more ready to get in there. So, all this stuff here, we're going to be making, it's all like pine and spruce. We're going to be making that in all kindling, but I want to kiln dry, and then I'm going to split them a lot smaller to be ready to go in there. So once it's all dry. So there's not a ton of wood in these baskets. It's just all conveyored in. So, but it'll get airflow. But yeah, so yeah, stay tuned, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys. So it's the next morning. I came out here probably about an hour or two ago. And well, last night I came out here around midnight. And I unplugged the dehu just to let it heat, just so it heated all night, just to see if we were losing heat loss to the dehu when it was going. And I came out here first thing this morning, and it was last night it was at 109, and I had the heat on. Came out here this morning after I turned the dehu off last night, it was still 109. And I did adjust the fans up top. I pointed them straight out to see if maybe the heat was staying too far up, because I had them pointed down a little bit. Well, obviously that didn't work. So I went back in here today in the morning to make sure everything was working. It was. I put the fans back pointed down, turned the dehu back on, and we're already up to 119. And that's within probably 40 minutes. So what I'm thinking is, this is also drying the heat, but it's also circulating the heat too. It's taking it from the front, bringing it to the back. The fans obviously have something to do with it. So, well, I already know that heater's insufficient for sure. It's too small. I mean, the fact that I got to put my hand almost on it to feel that it blowing air is a problem. I guess I really underestimated how much heat it would take to heat it up. I mean, obviously getting it to 120 degrees is hot, but I need to get it way hotter than that. So I know you're going to be losing heat. It's just how it goes, right? So I think airflow or air circulation is a problem for me right now. The way I have the fan set up, I think I'm going to have to adjust that somehow. I'm really not sure what I should do yet. I know on firewood kilns I usually just blow them straight like that, and on lumber kilns they have it circulate so the air gets all the way through to get a good dry, but the heat is a lot lower than a firewood kiln. So when the dehu runs, it does suck water. I mean, I tripled the water content yesterday when I was running. And I think, honestly, the sweet spot is around 110, 115 degrees, because she just dumps water all day. So that's good. I'm just irritated because I should have had the dehu running all night if it only got to what it was. And I would have had a lot more water, but whatever. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the heat completely. I'm just going to let the dehu run. I'm going to let it kind of cool down, because I'm going to open her up later today. I got a bunch of things I got to do. I'm going to turn the water off on this loop here. I'm going to let it cool down. I'm going to take my big heater that I have in my main garage for the winter. I'm going to take that out of there, finagle it. I'm going to get it in here. And if that doesn't heat it, then I am completely lost on why it's not warming up hotter. Because that heater compared to the one that's in there, this one's a joke compared to that. I mean, that heats that's got to be over 2,000 square feet garage with, I don't know how tall that is, 18-foot ceilings, okay insulation. I can have that at 75 when it's 0 degrees out. So, and if I stick that in here, I mean, it's going to be huge on that wall. It should blow like no other. So I don't know if I should put that on the floor, have more gaps in there. I mean, I'm just trying to think if I should have a different type of air rotation in there. You know, like try to get it almost like like an oval type, you know, something like this going around to circulate the air better. I don't know. That I'm not too sure on. I mean, obviously having the DU in there takes the air from there to the back, and then now you're blowing dry air forward, which I think is ideal. I just don't know if I should mount the heater more towards the ground, take that other fan, put that up top to blow the air down. I mean, obviously having the totes in there in the middle with that lower fan blowing right on that one doesn't do a thing. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm all last night, because when I came out here at midnight, it was only 109, and I'm like, how is that it? You know, now the fact that it's 119 and holding, but I think really that's just because I aimed the fans down. So yeah, it is hotter up top than it is down low. That's obvious. So, but I feel like I need to have the airflow. Like I just keep saying, the airflow better. That heater's garbage. So if I stick that big heater in here and it doesn't reach 160, the fact that we're at 120 now is good. So I need another 30 degrees, 40 degrees. But here's the thing, like this heater's been running nonstop. So I've been pulling BTUs or heat out of the water nonstop all night. So the boiler really hasn't ran much, which is good, because it's literally only pulling, I want to say like 8 to 9 degrees, which is a joke. That other heater, when that baby's running, it pulls like 40, 45 degrees nonstop. It doesn't run that long in that garage. But if it did that in here, I will be going through a ton of wood, and I can't have that. So is that heater overkill? Might be, but I don't know. The more and more I think about it, I don't even know if that's going to be enough, unless I fix the airflow problem. So I don't know. I do need to get, like I said, that pallet jack and get them sideways so I get the airflow down the middle. That could be a problem. So I mean, we're at 119 still. I mean, humidity's dropping. You know, I don't know if I'm not sucking the moisture out fast enough. Maybe I do need to have an exhaust vent that I can purge all the hot air and moisture right out of this thing and then reheat it. You know, it wouldn't be hard to do. I could plumb it literally right out the wall and just dump all the heat and moisture right out, instead of trying to collect it. You know, that I'm not sure if I should do that. I know a lot of the kilns that have vents up top and they just vents the hot air, but then you're just wasting a lot of BTUs. So we're at 120 now. I don't know if I should just let it go or not. I mean, I know that heat is insufficient, so I'm gonna take it out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn the heat off. I'm gonna turn the loop off so the water cools down. I probably have a good hour or two. I gotta go coach some jobs and do a bunch of things here, but I'm gonna wait till that water's cool, because it's hot. Especially when I take it out of the other heater, because the water's flowing through right now, and I don't want, I'm gonna lose some water again. But thankfully I got enough fittings where I'm just gonna put that loop together, and I'm just gonna leave it like that all summer. Unless this doesn't work, then I'll put it back. But that heater's huge that's gonna be going in here, and if that doesn't work, like I said, I'm just like dumbfounded. So. And then, yeah, like I said, maybe I will have to put an exhaust vent on it to suck out the moisture with a huge exhaust fan, just to suck it out as fast as possible and get that moisture out. So we'll see. I could even get one that's controlled, that if the moisture is above a certain temp or percentage, that it just sucks it out until it gets, I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to dump a ton of money into this, but I want it to work. The biggest thing is just getting the temp up. But for me to get the core temp of the wood up, it's got to be above 150 probably for quite some time to get the internal of the wood up. So that's why I'm shooting for like 160-ish for hours. And then for sure the lower air will be at least 150. So, yep, I'm going to turn it off. I'll probably leave the dehu run just to circulate it to get whatever moisture that is in there out. It ain't going to lose too much temp, but I want to get the lines cool so when I take it apart. So, yeah, I'm going to do all that today, get it done, put the heater in there, and pray. And if it doesn't work, I may set up the camera and record the temperature when I turn it on. Because I'm thinking it's going to get hot pretty quick. I mean, today it's going to get in the 80s, so we'll be starting around 80 probably. And see how long it takes us to get to wherever she's going to go. So, yeah, stay tuned. Like I said, if you have any thoughts or suggestions or ways to improve to get the temp up, I'm all ears. I mean, I'm glad we're at 120, but that little heater's not doing it. I think a little bit of it is airflow. I could go on all day. I mean, it was racking my brain all night, and this morning I'm just kind of dumbfounded, really, because I don't think I'm losing heat really anywhere. I know I'm probably radiating some heat, but it's not hot in here, so I don't know. So, yeah, stay tuned, and I'm going to get some stuff done here, and hopefully today I have everything set up, ready to go. I'm going to reconfigure everything again. So, yeah, stay tuned. Build process is on its way. As always, keep burning.